It's pretty solid stuff. We're going to put in some more binding ingredients. So, first things first. It says 15 grams of coarsely grated butter, but 15 grams of butter is this much. So I'm just going to cut that a little bit, to be honest. If I start to grate it, it'll just fall apart. I know it's cold, but seriously. Let's just awkwardly do this so that you can see what I'm doing. Good-o. Good job. And then we have an egg, lightly whisked, also in there. And I'm supposed to mix this in, and I'll be honest, you know what I do now. I use my hands. Always use my hands. Mix it into the fruit mixture. So, there we go. That's going to be a mess. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Get it going. Get it incorporated. Oh wow, this is rich and dense and it smells incredible. You hear that noise? Yeah. There we go, that is mixed up, and now we have to put it in pudding tins. We have 8 mini pudding tins. Hopefully are big enough. And that's what I'm going to use now. So, they have been greased. It also says to line them, but I just don't, nah, bollocks to that. Right, so let's roughly split this into 8, shall we? Just loosely and roughly filling them at the moment, so hopefully I'm going to have enough space for them all. I'm not entirely convinced, however. You know, that's okay. That's fine. So we have this 8. They get covered in cling film and they get put in the fridge for a day. Excitement. This is one day later. They've been in the fridge overnight. I'm stinking hungover and I'm sitting in front of the telly watching Spirited Away whilst preparing them to be steamed. So the first step there is you get 2 pieces of greaseproof paper and you fold them very, very carefully because you're really concentrating on the film. And then you make a little pleat in the top, and this goes on top of your pudding, and that is so that it's got room to expand when it cooks. As you'll see, there's 2 I've already done. Well, one I've done right and one I've done wrong, so I have to redo that one later. Never mind, it's fine. So I've taken the cling film off, because the recipe said to steam it with cling film on, but I'm not really down with that, given that that's plastic, and yes, it might be a Ritz recipe, and they might be right, but frankly, that's not how Delia does it, and it's never how I've done it, so they can shut up. That's what they can do. Wankers. So, yeah, I've got some string. Just some normal string. Normal string is fine. And then you just have to tie that in a knot to seal that on, because otherwise that will just come flapping off. And that would be a bad thing. So I'm doing this very clumsily because you know how hangovers are. You kind of lose all your motor skills. Well, maybe it's just me. But yeah, look, I did a granny knot, and then I do another one. I think that's called a granny knot. It's literally the only knot I know, so I presume it's called something like a granny knot. But yeah, that gets that secured, and because it's got like a rim thing, that means that won't come off. Rim. Anywho, next step is you get some tin foil and you sort of do the same thing. You put a pleat in it, which is what I presume I'm doing there, off camera. Nope, I was just getting it off the roll. Typical me. Alright, yeah, so you put a pleat in it, like with the greaseproof, so that if it does expand while it's steaming, it's got space to do that. You can't actually see the pleat now because it's all so shiny. But it's there, trust me. Just trust me, it's there. Don't question me. Don't question me, bitch. I will cut you. Anyway, no I won't. That's weird. Shut up. Right, yeah, more string. This time, shitloads of string. Because what you're going to do is not just tie it round and like seal it. You're also going to create a handle. So that you can easily lift it in and out of the steamer without burning yourself. And horribly scalding all your digits and having all the skin peel off. I once scalded my fingers really badly getting, well, I was really drunk, odd that, and I was making coffee and I poured boiling water all over my hand and it all the blisters came up and it was like the elephant hand. It was cool. Yeah, so as you can see, I tied it around, I tied it in a knot, and then I made a loop over the top, tucked it under the string the other end, and in a minute, when I've stopped faffing with it, made sure it's the right space, tie it in another knot round there, just fasten that. And then, just because I'm super paranoid about this sort of thing, I'll then trace it all the way around and tie it again so that it's like super double extra super secure. And you can see I've sort of got a little adorable handle there now. Isn't that good? I like it anyway. It makes me feel fancy doing that, you know. It's like a bit of art and crafts in your baking, and it also makes you feel like Delia Smith, which is, I mean, who doesn't want to feel like Delia Smith? Delia Smith is awesome. I know I could use her recipe, but I'll be honest, I thought I'd try the Ritz one because it's fancy. I usually use the one out of the cookery year, as I've said, but yeah. So yeah, this is me trimming off the bits of paper and foil and stuff so that it looks neat and adorable. And then it's ready for steaming. And you can steam, if you've got a double steamer like me, you can probably do 4 at once, like what I did. How exciting. These 4 are done. Ta-da! Oh, dripping everywhere. That's to be expected. So these will come out now. They will be put to one side. And then, when they are completely cool, I will re-wrap them in greaseproof paper and muslin. And then they will go away until Christmas or until I give them to someone, because I'm probably not going to eat all 8. Probably. And there they are, all wrapped in muslin. Aren't they adorable and kind of messy? But they are still super adorable. And they can be steamed in the muslin. And they'll be delicious. Hurrah!